Kami tuntut hak kami.
Kami tuntut hak kami.
We want our right.
We want our rights.
Kami bekas pekerja ladang.
Kami bekas pekerja ladang.
Kami tuntut hak kami.
Kami tuntut hak kami.
I'm ex-army lah. I retired. So before I was staying in Kinara camp, I was working in Kinara camp. So my wife is a estate worker, and my mother-in-law is a estate worker. So I stay here around 9-8 years lah. Especially in 1980, this land was acquired by the government. So this estate and Kinara estate is one management. So when the government acquired the land in 1980, the owners sell the land to the developer. They got the terrace house in Kinara, temple and the school in the same place. So 1980, the government acquired the land, and then they want to develop this place. They never developed the place. They asked Kementerian Wilayah tender this place to the contractor. The people who work in the estate continue tapping rubber until 1995. So 1995 the operation stops because they sell the land to Yohab, Berjaya, and they put out a stadium. And then the workers was worked by the contractor. EPF was deducted by the company, but they never submit to the EPF. And then they launched a report to the Jabatan Borough. No action has taken. After the contract, every 2 years the contract will be changed. 8 contractors will run the estate by the Kementerian Wilayah. Kementerian Wilayah is the boss one. So they never pay salary, 4 months salary never pay. Notice was issued by Dr. Banda. So we went there to see him, and our lawyer want to ask him what act he want to use. But the special officer came and told us he will come and meet us. But the resident and waited there until 12, nearly 1. Then the special officer come and tell that Dr. Panda went for prayers. So we were very unhappy because we go there to serve the memorandum. He dare not come and take the memorandum, dare not to see the resident. We are unhappy the day. BKL was harsh and pushed the people and punched the small boy, and one lady also get punched. They very rude. So we already sent every letter. We went to Parliament, we went to Swakam, we went to DBKL, we launched police report. So everything today, last we already sent, our lawyer already sent to this, our PM, Ishamuddin, and Rajanong Chik, and Gani Pataya. This eviction is cannot be used to the people, and like we want to sit down and make amicably solve this problem. But that day on 23, they call us, they announce. They don't want to talk. They ask us, you all don't shut the mouth when you cannot talk. Not negotiation. We are unhappy. So we already prepared to face everything. So what is going to happen, we cannot face. So if they come and do illegal, they are doing. We already sent everything. I don't know, Rajanong Chik, Dr. Panda's power is owing the rule of the law, we don't know. We want law is for everybody. So you must follow the law. The lawyer saying is you cannot use this, but still they want to come. I think the minister is more power.
Jadi sekarang dia panggil pindah, bagaimana perasaan?
Kita tak mau pindah lah.
Kalau dia bagi compensation bayar cukup, mau pindah.
Kalau tinggi banyak, okey lah. Kalau macam
sekarang
tak boleh.
Dan meniaga macam mana, bagus tak?
Very bad.
Very bad.
Tak ada orang.
Tak ada orang. Tapi saya customer, saya mau beli hex.
Boleh.
And I was born this estate, and I studied my standard 1 at the school which is at the back of me. And until today I'm still here. I'm 57 years old. Well, compensation is money. very honest to say that I'm not interested in the money. Because your sentiments, the love of this land and everything, you can't buy it with money. Not everything can be bought in this world with money. So what we are asking for is first thing is our rights. Because we are here more than half a century, and we have a right to stay in this land. And for the outstanding salaries and EPFs what my parents, due to them, and all should be compensated, in monetary worth. Now, according to the DBKL authorities, they say they want to put up a cemetery here. We don't understand why they want to come and put up a cemetery here. And people have lived here almost 80 years, more than half a century. They got better places to go for cemetery. And furthermore, this land is very, very small, 26 acres. And if they make it a cemetery, I think within 2 years, this whole place will become exhausted. And after this, whole place become a domain. Then it cannot be used for anything. So I think DBK authorities know very well. They don't want to make such a prime land to be a domain land, you see. So if they want to find a cemetery, ask them to go away from here. Or if they say there's no land for cemetery, I think this estate was 1,800 acres. When they can give such a big land for 36 holes for golf course for Berjaya Group, this is a big land. Ask them to go and take land from there. Because golf only benefits only a handful of people. And there are a lot of golf courses around. If they can't play here, they can go to other golf courses. But why they want to come and put a hand on our livelihood, our sentiments, where we live here more than half a century, just immediately after the independence. This is what I want to say. What we expect tomorrow, if you ask me, this is a very tough question for me to answer. Actually, we don't want these things to happen because most of the people, the residents and the ex-exit workers are very old people. 70s, close to 80s. And last Friday we went to GBKL and we tried to get to present a memo to the Dato Banda. And the way the police and the DBKL handle these people, they cannot take it because all are very old people. And definitely I don't want any forced eviction to be done on tomorrow or in future. And what we want is that all this while we are asking from the ministries or the authorities concerned, we are asking for a discussion or sort out this problem amicably by sit down at a table and talk it out. But they refuse to do that. We don't understand why they refuse to talk to us till today. Every time, so far they called us for 2 meetings and both also is already an announcement. It's not 2 ways, only 1 way. But they say it's a negotiation. To their version, negotiation means it's 1 way. It's an announcement. We are not allowed to talk. So what I expect tomorrow is that I don't want any mishaps to happen, or we don't want any because of the force or maybe the police supporting the DBKL officers, to perform the duty and they take a drastic action on the people. And I don't want any casualties taking place here. We are almost old people, and definitely I think they will look into this and they will try to sit down and talk to us. Sort out this problem amicably because we are human beings. We can see and talk. We can understand things. Thank you.
in the House, and I told the Speaker that I thought I felt very disappointed, you know, because Parliament is where you bring up the issues of people, you know, and you can debate it, and we look for ways of solving the problem, you know. And here we have a situation where an estate with 1,800 acres was taken over by DBKL in 1980. And it's given for so many things, housing projects, Ujaya built a golf course, you know, there's a stadium, there is a technological park, you know, there's so many, you know, private development, and so much money has been made, millions have been made, you know. But for the original people who are staying on their estate, no one thought it necessary to resettle them in something reasonable, you know. So that whole neglect, you know, there seems to be a blind spot in the way in which our planners think about the country's future, you know. The poor people, the estate workers, poor generations there, and somehow their needs were not taken into account, you know. So talk of 1,800 acres, 5 or 6 acres would be more than enough to settle all that. In fact, only asking for 4 acres. And I think DBKL must have made its millions from this whole project. So what are people asking for now? 4 acres now. It's not much at all. And the fact they can't see it, and this is not, you know, see the sister estate, Kinrara, you know, in 1980, Kinrara and this estate owned by the same Majikan. Kinrara stayed in private hands. People there got terrace houses. All the workers got a terrace house each at $25,000 plus compensation of 20,000, which means the terrace house was only for 5,000. That is the late 80s. Whereas the estate was taken over by government, which actually should be more sympathetic to the people, should be more attentive to people's needs in this situation. It says volumes about how the blind spot in our administration's eye. So I think it would be very useful to have a debate on this. Then people could have talked from both sides, could have talked how to handle, because it's not only Ladang, you know, this Ladang Bukit Jalil. There are estates all over the country where the workers are still going to face this problem as the country develops. The countries, you know, the need for industrial, for housing. Other estates in the country are going to face the same problem. Then there are JKR quarters, there's the KTM quarters, there are old Bandaraya quarters where people have been staying there for generations. They are also going to be, you know, so it's going to happen. So there's no proper discussion and some guidelines set. And Parliament is the best place to do it. So when the Speaker uses some stupid excuse to say this is, because he said this is not urgent, tak perlu disegerakan. But you have an eviction order for today, you know, and just yesterday. You know. I don't know what logic there was. So I'm very disappointed when the speakers can't act independently. They talk of having a world-class parliament. But when they use any trick in the book and they use the power they have to cut discussion on topics that may embarrass the government, they actually do a disservice to the parliament itself. That means important issues don't get discussed. You know, because you think it may embarrass the government, you don't discuss it. That's very sad, like.
Okay, to start off with today, DBKL needs a court order. They do not have a court order to demolish Ladang Bukit Jalil. Okay, the last time we were here about 6 months ago, they served eviction notice pursuant to the emergency ordinance. Malaysia has long ceased to be under a state of emergency. Okay, 20-30 years ago the communist threat ended and we are no more in a state of emergency, but the emergency ordinance is still being used. Okay, so the last time they said that pembersihan setinggan, okay, cleaning up squatter area. They used that as an excuse, and then the next day they acknowledged that Bukit Jalil are not squatters. They were former plantation workers. They agreed, and then they said they will talk to the Bukit Jalil estate settlers. Okay, and then now that they're not accepting the terms imposed by the DBKL, now they're back to square one. They are saying, no, you are back, you are squatters. We will use they served emergency ordinance again on the squatters, and they are saying we will come and demolish. So this is clear-cut abuse of powers, abuse of the federal constitution, abuse of the powers of the local authority. Okay, and this Ladang Bukit Jalil, you see the houses, the houses here. There's a local temple. There's a Tamil school next on the right-hand side here, and beyond these flats here, there is the Hindu cemetery. Okay, this place is historical, and it remains the last Indian plantation village in Kuala Lumpur. We have written to the Prime Minister, to the Wilayah Minister, to Datuk Bandar Kuala Lumpur on numerous occasions, asking this place, Ladang Bukit Jalil, to be preserved as the last traditional Indian village in traditional Indian plantation village in Kuala Lumpur. Reconstruct a smokehouse, a rubber smokehouse, and then you will see the houses are green in color. Okay, our children, our grandchildren will not see it anymore. So preserve it, make it into a tourist attraction center. Preserve this place. Okay, why not? Just because it's an Indian village, they say no, we will demolish it. And it's a community. It's a community. They're wiping out the community. Of course, Star cannot report it. To me, it's ethnic cleansing. See why I maintain it's ethnic cleansing. You demolish the houses. You demolish the Hindu temple. You demolish the school. You demolish the Hindu cemetery. If it is not ethnic cleansing, what is it then? Why is the government, to me, it's the racist policies by the government which is not right. Okay? And they are basically abusing their powers. And today we are here from Hindrat Bakal Sakti and the Human Rights Party, basically to see to it that they do not, the local authorities do not abuse their powers in unlawfully demolishing this place. And to me, it's most unfair because we have media reports saying that this whole place is going to be turned into a Muslim cemetery. So to me, as I see it, you wipe out the Hindu temple, you wipe out the Hindu cemetery, you wipe out the Tamil school, you wipe out the Indian settlement, and you build a Muslim cemetery, as if there's no other land in Kuala Lumpur, as if there's no other land in Selangor. So this is the exact racism, acts of UMNO racism that we have been fighting.
Kami tuntut hak kami. Kami tuntut hak kami. Kami bekas pekerja ladang. Kami bekas pekerja ladang. Kami bekas pekerja ladang. Kami bekas pekerja ladang. Rumah hak asasi rakyat. Rumah hak asasi rakyat. Rumah hak asasi rakyat. Rumah hak asasi rakyat. Dipikir jangan rubuh ke rumah kami.
Syabas di atas perjuangan penduduk Ladang Bukit Jalil. Kita telah berjaya untuk dapat perintah injunksi menghalang Datuk Bandar Kuala Lumpur daripada datang untuk merobohkan secara haram penempatan penduduk Bukit Jalil pada hari ini. Dan kita bersyukur kerana pihak penduduk berjuang dan terus berjuang, tidak putus asa dan kuatkan semangat untuk mendapatkan hak kita di tanah ini dan untuk menghalang pihak DBKL daripada menjalankan kegiatan haram untuk merobohkan rumah penduduk-penduduk Ladang Bukit Jalil yang telah banyak menyumbang kepada negara dari tahun 1930 lagi. Betul? Jadi mereka tiada hak untuk datang pijak di tanah ini untuk merobohkan rumah-rumah penduduk-penduduk dan pekerja, bekas-bekas pekerja di ladang ini yang telah menyumbang kepada negara ini. Dan mahkamah telah memberikan satu perintah semalam terhadap permohonan penduduk-penduduk Bukit Jalil, dan kita ada masa dalam 21 hari perintah ini di mana pihak DBKL tidak boleh datang dan mengancam kita untuk merobohkan rumah. Tapi perjuangan kita masih belum berakhir di sini. Kita harus terus berjuang kerana dalam tempoh 21 hari ini mahkamah akan menetapkan perbicaraan untuk pendengaran injunction ini, perintah injunksi ini, untuk memberikan injunction yang lebih lama lagi terhadap DBKL daripada datang untuk merobohkan rumah. Jadi kita semua harus terus berjuang kerana kita tidak tahu apa yang mereka boleh buat, tapi kita akan terus berjuang dan kita akan terus di sini dan kita akan melawan kekejaman dan kezaliman pihak DBKL terhadap penduduk-penduduk Ladang Bukit Jalil. Dan kita teruskan tidak putus asa dan teruskan semangat dan keberanian untuk menentang kezaliman dan kejahatan mereka.
Our struggle today. Now we're going to have a PC. First of all, I have to welcome the press who are here to support us, and secondly, all the NGOs who are here today, especially like First PSM, Jared, MSC Youth, INRAF, Swakam, PSO, Permas, and Lawyers for Liberty, and Food Not Bombs, and PKR, Comas, and Swakam. First, I thank all these people, all the NGOs who came here to help us, to support us today. And our important guests are here today. So it's Dr. Jayakumar from Sungai Support here to support us. And Saru Chello, the National Secretary of PSM. And Jared, Secretary Alini, and Liberty, Lawyers for Liberty, Chief Fadia, and Mr. Surendran and Mr. Selva from PSM and I'm supposed to get from somebody from Indra, representative. Are you representing Indra Bala?
Yeah.
Okay, Bala is representing Indra. So I thank all these people and go on with the press. The same further, I call Mr. Arichelva to continue the whole thing. Thank you.
Okay, terima kasih, thank you. I mean, we avoided an earthquake today because if today if DBKL would have come in, this is what would have happened. The houses will be all smashed. The people will be will have no place to go. But I think for today, we have got an injunction. The injunction will be obtained yesterday. We thank the lawyers. It was not an easy task getting an injunction, and you know that the order to evict them, from day one itself we are telling it's illegal. Notis yang diberikan itu adalah illegal. Tetapi apa yang penting hari ini adalah hari ini the problem belum selesai, dia hanya ditangguhkan. The problem is just postponed. Ini yang maksud dia. And we do not believe the Malaysian courts, sistem kehakiman negara kita, there is no law which will give the people land. There is no law in this country giving the poor people land. Okay? That means the struggle, this struggle of the Bukit Jalil people, perjuangan rakyat ini is a political struggle. Satu perjuangan di mana the BN government now has to decide, because yesterday we have given notices to all of them, letters to all of them. They have to actually decide sama ada mereka nak bagi 4 ekar tanah ini kepada penduduk atau mereka nak lawan injunction ini. Saya ingat keputusan is di pihak DBKL. We got an injunction. The DBKL can actually just politically, barisan don't have to come in. They can just don't challenge anything, sit down with the committee, discuss with the committee and try to resolve the problem. I think that is what we are hoping for. But if they don't do that, then we have no choice. Penduduk di sini tidak ada cara lain kecuali mempertahankan tanah ini. If the media, you go and see the houses, you'll see there's a chimney, in these houses. These are those days houses. It's not newly built houses. These are 80 years houses, and the people are going to defend these homes. And a lot of the groups here today are here to protect the homes of these people. And this struggle is not just isolated lah. Kalau kita tengok perjuangan ini bukan isolated kepada satu ladang, satu kaum, tidak. Ini sekarang satu isu nasional di mana ramai daripada seluruh negara ada datang sini. Ini bukan satu perkara kecil lah. Dan saya ingat kita walaupun kita akan berjuang di mahkamah, tetapi saya ingat there is another more important, whether we'll get justice. And justice does not mean it has to come from the court. Kita tengok in all over the world today, the democratic struggle did not come from any electoral system or anything. It came from the streets, from the people, daripada rakyat biasa. And I think today we are demonstrating that strength, strength of the people, semangat rakyat mempertahankan hak mereka.
What we have seen today is the standard practice by the government, by the state, in forcing people, in evicting people out of their house. And this is not something that is isolated, because they've been doing this all this while. If you see Kampung Semarak, Kampung Berembang, Kampung Cubalat, they've been doing this to the poor. They've been doing this to the ordinary people of Malaysia. And we are all victims, because under the Constitution, our rights to life and our rights to property have been guaranteed under Article 5 and Article 13. And Malaysia, the government of Malaysia, sitting on the Human Rights Council in United Nations has endorsed a resolution against forced eviction, and what we see today is the government using the emergency ordinance, using illegal ways invested in the power by DBKL to evict people out of their house and try to drive people homeless. And this is what's happening in Malaysia. The state of human rights is very much in serious attack, and it's been done by the government. We are the people, our rights are being violated by the government themselves. They are not here to protect our rights. Police reports have been lodged by the residents because the DBKL would come and evict them from their house, but none of the report is being investigated. Why? Because the police are siding with the government, the police are siding with the DBKL to carry out this forced eviction, which is against international norms and international standards of human rights, which is against the constitution that guarantees every right of the citizen, including us, the ordinary citizen. And this is what is happening now, and we have to put a stop to it. And this fight does not end here, because we have to fight the injunction. It's going to be tough, and we have to fight to get the rights that have been promised to us, that have been guaranteed to us in our own highest law, that is the constitution. So we have to resist, and we have to keep steadfast to this path and try to get our rights upheld. So I pray that everyone would stay here and be with everyone to end this blatant act of injustice perpetrated by the DBKL, by the ministers, by the government, and also by the police, which have been used as a tool of the political government to oppress the people, to oppress the poor, and to oppress us, the ordinary citizens of the state.
Pada 1980 ini dua-dua ladang ini bawa majikan yang sama. Tapi pada tahun itu satu ladang diambil alih oleh kerajaan. Satu estate terus dibawa swasta. Yang swasta itu semua pekerja dapat rumah teres dengan membayar 5,000 saja. Dengan pampasan dia, rumah ni 25,000, dia dapat pampasan 20,000. Dia dapat tiap rumah, tiap keluarga dapat rumah teres di situ saja. Ya? Tapi yang diambil alih oleh kerajaan, kita ingat kerajaan lebih peka, lebih tahu masalah rakyat. Yang diambil oleh kerajaan 800 ekar. Macam-macam punya company telah dapat untung. Technology park, ada taman-taman besar, ada pohab, golf course berjaya. Beberapa company dapat berapa juta-juta lah, really they made so much money. Tapi sampai sekarang, pekerja 4 generasi dalam keadaan macam ini, di mana mereka diugut, diperas, dia ditakutkan. I think only one word for this, obscene. This is obscene. It goes beyond cara layanan untuk pekerja ini, bekas pekerja ini, is obscene. Dan saya minta juga rakyat Malaysia yang dengar news ini untuk support secara yang boleh lah semua aksi yang dibuat oleh komuniti ini. Kerana apa yang dapat hari ini adalah satu kejayaan yang kecil, sementara saja. They'll go and come back again. Tapi jika rakyat Malaysia tahu isu ini, saya rasa hanya satu akan tukar fikiran mereka. Jika mereka hilang vote, jika dia tahu ini satu isu nasional, ramai orang sudah tahu kita akan hilang vote, mungkin mereka akan turun bincang lah. Dan Arul kata mereka tak perlu pergi ke mahkamah challenge injunction. Dia boleh terus jemput, bincang, selesai. Apa yang diminta oleh rakyat tak besar. Dia minta hanya 4 ekar saja. And he put that against the background of 1,800 acres and the millions they have already earned. What's the big problem? There shouldn't be a problem at all. So kita kena kotakan kata lah, katakan rakyat didahulukan. This cannot be the example of it lah. Yeah? Thank you.
Masalah penduduk sini bukan masalah mereka saja. Saya selalu ibaratkan, kalau harga ayam naik, kalau kita mampu beli, itu bukan penyelesaian. Kita harus fikir tentang tanggungjawab sosial kita ke atas orang yang tak mampu. So, tindakan kita, walaupun kita mampu, kalau kita turut sokong boykot ayam tu, ini akan membantu orang yang benar-benar memerlukan pembelaan. So, dalam hal ini, bukan 200 orang penduduk Bukit Jalil dapat berjaya dengan tindakan mereka. Ini semua proses adalah proses demokrasi. Kita runding, kita berhimpun, tunjuk perasaan adalah proses demokrasi. Termasuklah mendapatkan perintah mahkamah, semua proses demokrasi. So sebagai kerajaan yang bertanggungjawab, mereka juga menghormati proses demokrasi. Adalah tidak bijak pihak berkuasa hanya menggunakan kuasa, dan semua agensi harus faham bahawa masing-masing ada tanggungjawab dan masing-masing berhak untuk menentukan keputusan berdasarkan undang-undang yang ada. So perlu ada kebertanggungjawaban, dan semua rakyat yang inginkan keadilan harus tuntut kebertanggungjawaban itu. Barulah semua pihak akan menghormati tuntutan 200 orang penduduk sini. So adalah tanggungjawab sosial semua rakyat Malaysia untuk membantu tuntutan mereka dengan tulis surat kepada surat khabar ataupun menteri-menteri supaya permintaan penduduk ini mendapat pertimbangan yang sewajarnya. So itu juga adalah pendirian suhaka. Bukan kami menyokong tuntutan mereka, tapi kita minta pihak yang bertanggungjawab mempertimbangkan. Kalau didapati wajar seperti yang dinyatakan oleh Yang Berhormat, kalau ladang Kinrara boleh dapat rumah teres, kenapa tidak orang ataupun pekerja Bukit Jalil minta rumah teres? Adakah itu tidak berpatutan? So ini adalah argumen mangsa-mangsa yang terlibat dalam isu ini. So perlu ada perbincangan dalam demokrasi. Tak ada benda yang perlu dicepatkan melainkan hak rakyat. So hak rakyat perlu diberi pertimbangan dan perlu dihormati, dan penggunaan peruntukan darurat dan sebagainya, ini adalah cara shortcut ataupun cara singkat. Walaupun darurat sudah lepas, walaupun perintahnya tidak dimansuhkan, itu tidak memberi hak ataupun kemudahan kepada pihak-pihak yang bertanggungjawab untuk menggunakannya dengan sewenang-wenangnya. Di bawah peruntukan ataupun prinsip-prinsip hak asasi manusia, Malaysia telah menyokong resolusi tentang forced eviction. So maka ini adalah juga tanggungjawab semua agensi kerajaan untuk mematuhi prinsip-prinsip di bawah resolusi larangan ke atas forced eviction. So maka kami harapkan pihak DBKL dan juga agensi lain membantu menyelesaikan masalah ini dengan sewajarnya.
DBKL kejam! DBKL kejam!